Welcome to the ZimmCast, a program dedicated to bringing you what's new in agricultural marketing. The ZimmCast is the official podcast of AgWired and hosted by Chuck and Cindy Zimmerman.
Hello and welcome to the ZimmCast. I'm Chuck Zimmerman. It's time for the 2024 NAMA Fall Conference, which is going to be held in Minneapolis, Minnesota, October 14th through the 16th. The theme is Fall Back, and you'll hear why in my interview with Laura Rustmann, who's Director of Marketing and Sales for JL Farmakis, and she's chair of the committee that's organizing the conference. Cindy and I have enjoyed a few weeks without travel since the Farm Progress Show, but things will get started again the beginning of October. I will actually not be able to attend the NAMA Fall Conference this year due to a conflict, but we're going to get a preview from Laura. Laura, we want to talk a little bit about the upcoming NAMA Fall Conference here for 2024, and you are chair for the committee for that. And the first thing we always like to know is when you got a theme, this one's Fall Ahead. I think that kind of says it itself, but where did we come up with Fall Ahead?
Well, like you said, it kind of, I think, speaks for itself a little bit, but with it being the fall and the fall in Minneapolis, which should be a lovely fall weather at that point, just, helping folks stay on top of all the change in the industry. As we all know, ag and marketing and technology and all the different places that we touch in the world of agri-marketing, there's always stuff to stay on top of and new things to learn. And so just kind of want to help everyone stay ahead. And as we go into 2025, as we go into a lot of new things happening in the next several months in the world and in the industry, we're just wanting folks to have all the tools and bring their best selves to 2025.
What is it that sets the fall conference apart from, say, the agri-marketing conference or boot camp?
Yeah, that's a good question. And I think in a lot of ways, they are all very similar in that, I think NAMA does a great job of making it equal parts, any event that they do, equal parts education. Like I said, staying on top of trends and, learning new skills and technology and agriculture and marketing and everything out there. And also making it fun. NAMA does a great job of, making sure that there's happy hours involved, there's lunches, there's different things like that. I think when it comes to the fall conference, it's a little bit more of an intimate setting as opposed to the national conference. You still have a lot of folks attend, but it's a little less hustle and bustle. And so there's a little bit more opportunity, I think, for a little bit, longer conversations, a little bit more opportunity to kind of really get to know some of your peers that maybe are in different parts of the country. But then they also do try to really bring in a lot of timely topics. The committee that we've been working with this year, Casey Garcia is the vice chair, and then the rest of the committee has been just really great. And I really appreciate all their help in making sure that we take the feedback from previous years and just really bring people some great speakers, great breakout sessions and things like that. But like I said, just a little bit smaller and a little bit more opportunity to really have a little bit more meaningful conversations, maybe some opportunities to really meet and get to know folks instead of kind of just a lot of movement, a lot happening at some of the national conference. So I think that would be the reason that I would really encourage folks to attend.
Well, we have a couple of really good keynote speakers. Maybe you want to mention them and their subjects that they're going to talk to.
Yeah, we're excited about that. Ty Bennett is going to kick us off on the 15th, on Tuesday. He has he's a CEO, but really an entrepreneur, and has the largest, the Ninja Warrior Gym. He has the largest Ninja Warrior Gym in the country. And just really going to talk a lot about leadership, about, kind of helping folks feel heard, managerial styles, things like that. And just how, we've seen that change a lot in the last, 5-10 years, and what employees expect and how to really relate and really make your employees feel heard. So I think that's really going to be, just a really positive and really great way to kick off the conference. And then the second keynote, which will be the following day, Bruce Turkle, and he is a marketer, has a lot of experience kind of in that world. But again, he's just going to talk kind of pushing your brand forward, kind of cutting through the clutter, getting your brand out there. He's going to do some other things that he's going to also do kind of a more practical breakout session as well. So I think there'll be a lot there. Both of those guys will really bring a lot to the table, and we should leave with some really good takeaways on both of those.
Well, in addition to the keynote speakers, we have breakout sessions. I don't know how many we have. We don't have to go through necessarily all of them, but if you want to pick out a couple of them, because I knew AI would come into this. It seems to be everywhere lately. But what are some of the things that people will be able to kind of learn from there?
Well, like I said, our committee, we look a lot at feedback from last year's fall conference, and also from the spring conference. And, what does everybody want to hear more about and learn more about and that kind of thing. And you're absolutely right, Chuck. AI was up there for both conferences last year and for spring, and just understanding kind of how it fits into our industry and how people are using it and that kind of thing. The challenge with figuring out AI and kind of speaking to it is there's so many different ways that people use it in our world, in the industry. Graphic designer could be using it very different from someone who is on the account side or someone who's on the media side or sales. So that was one challenge. And then also kind of just, we know there are people who are very deep into it and have been from the beginning. And then there are other folks who are just kind of dipping their toes in. So trying to make sure that we have speakers who can come in and kind of speak to whatever the interest is. And so we have a couple of AI panels. We have one that's going to be, it's going to bring in an agency person, a client side person, and a media person, so that they can hopefully kind of speak to it from a few different angles, so that folks can kind of hear how maybe it's being applied in their, whatever side of their industry they're in. And then also Doug Foley, who is going to moderate that panel. He is an expert in AI and digital marketing and bringing that to businesses. And he's going to do another breakout session called How to Make ChatGPT Your Marketing Intern. And he walked us through some of what he does. And it's really, really cool, and really a little bit of a deeper kind of application for folks who are really wanting to, take the next step and learn a little bit more about how they can best use that in their world. So we're excited about those. Another breakout or another more feedback that we got was influencers. Folks are always asking how to work with influencers, how they create content, different things like that. So we have Brandy Buzzard, who is an influencer. She's out of Kansas. She's a rancher, which I think just fits her perfectly. Her name, everything. It's just perfect, Brandy Buzzard. And so she is going to come in and talk to us. We're going to do a Q&A sit down with her and just kind of walk through how she creates content, how she picks the companies she's worked with, and just kind of pick her brain a little bit in kind of that one-on-one setting. So we're excited about that. And then we also have someone from the Minnesota Port Board who is coming in, and she's going to talk about their partnership with a couple of Olympic synchronized divers, which is really cool. The Cook and Bacon partnership for Cook and Bacon at the Port Board. So we're excited about those. I think it's going to be a little something for everybody. And like I said, we really tried to make sure that we listened to the feedback, and that we brought in some topics that people want to hear about. So we're excited to have those folks join us. Well,
when it comes to influencers, we certainly are seeing a lot of that compared to, let's go back to, when we started with some of the social media channels that exist today but didn't. And, I remember being called influencer for a certain period of time, but I guess I've just, as I've aged, now I'm just like an old has-been kind of influencer. But no, it's been just fascinating to see people create a whole platform or a name for themselves as an influencer and be useful for helping companies marketing. So, yeah, that's very interesting, and I think a lot of people will have questions for that. How about, I know we've got a general session where we've got some high-level people there, and the people that are in the C-suite. Who is going to be there, and what are they going to talk about?
Yeah, from the agency side, we actually have 4 joining us this year, which we're really excited about. We've got folks from Broadhead, Padilla, Curious Plot, and Clutch. So all, Minneapolis and the surrounding area, bringing in folks from those agencies, as well as Laura Rustmann, who is going to moderate. I think anytime you can get people of that level to come in and just talk through, what they're seeing, what they're hearing, who've been in the industry a long time and are in such well-respected roles and agencies, not just in the ag world, but, just in the marketing and the agency world in general. You always come away with some great insights, some nuggets that, going into the new year. So I think that one's going to be really beneficial. And we're excited to have all 4 of them join us, and we appreciate their time. And it's always some good takeaways out of that.
Well, we already mentioned the networking opportunities. We've certainly got plenty of those opportunities for people to get to talk to each other and just maybe can do some business together. One of the other things I think we might want to put a plug in for is we're always looking for sponsors. And if you're somebody that's interested in sponsoring this conference, or maybe in the future, it would just be call Jenny at the NAMA office, and she'd be happy to talk to you about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Sponsors, folks who you want to work, as part of the committee next year, different things. Yeah, always looking for volunteers. So we're excited. Yeah, we appreciate that, and Jenny can hook you up there. And but we appreciate everyone who sponsored and who kind of raised their hand to be part of the organization of everything this year.
Well, if you haven't registered as of this point, you can still get $100 off, but that's before October 1st to register. That doesn't mean you can't afterwards, so don't despair on that. And just go to nama.org, and you'll see under the events, NAMA Fall Conference. So get registered, and we look forward to seeing you there.
Yeah, I look forward to it.
Well, thank you very much, Laura, for talking with me
Thanks, Jack.
and giving me the lowdown on the NAMA Fall Conference for 2024. That's the ZimmCast for now. Please let me know if you have ideas for a future podcast. Just email me at chuck@zimcom.biz. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for listening.
You've been listening to the ZimmCast, the official podcast of AgWired. Check us out at www.agwired.com to find out what's new in agricultural marketing.